Grüße und willkommen auf Ohrter Inn. Heute wir machen Schnitzel mit Kartoffelsalat.
Greetings and welcome to Ohrter and let the festivities begin! And it starts with bacon. Cook up a fuck ton of it, just like every other episode.
Time for potatoes! Or no, Kartoffel!
Get some washed, whole, unpeeled Yukon potatoes into some boiling water that's been heavily salted and cook until tender. Did I mention that this recipe required the drinking of at least a remotely German beer? Well, it does. In the reserved bacon fat, we're going to want to fry up a couple of onions in the sweet caramelized way you're so used to in the show. When they look something like this, we're going to add on some apple cider vinegar, some granulated garlic, and some granulated pepper. Get that mixed up before adding in some chicken stock, and you've got a fabulous whatever the hell this is that's going on the potatoes. Speaking of those luscious lovelies, once you have those properly drained, we're going to peel them the old school way. Just take a dish towel and rub them up and down. You'd be surprised how fast the skins come off that way. Get them chopped up and mix it up with the goo from earlier, as well as the chopped up bacon. This stuff is comfort food at its finest. We finally begin the Schnitzel! I took my pork chops and got them nice and trimmed of all the fat, and do be careful with that knife.
You broke it!
I'll get the one that I can't break.
Easily.
I had some pretty thick chops, so I did a little butterflying, which is just kind of cutting them down the middle, and then comes the prerequisite required stage, the pounding. Get the meat pounded out until it's about 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. You should probably use a meat pounder or tenderizer if you have one. If you don't, a pan, because I use a lot of ghetto shit. Then we prepare the breading station. We have a couple of beaten eggs, some breadcrumbs, and flour. Along with that, we're going to get one of my pans onto about medium-high heat with a mixture of vegetable oil and garlic oil, because I have it. Make sure you add enough oil to the pan to where the oil will rise about over halfway, almost fully submerging, but not quite, the schnitzel. We begin by giving each schnitzel a fine dusting of salt and pepper, and then moving on to the flour. The flour will help dry out the surface of the meat and adhere the crusty coating. From the flour, we move on to the egg. This is making things gooey. From the gooey stage, we move on to the breadcrumbs. This is making things crispy. And then we drop it into the oil, which is making things crunchy. We're going to fry it on both sides for about 3 or so minutes. It depends on the temperature of your oil. You'll have to keep an eye on that, adjust the temperature, and flip when you're ready. Plate them up immediately and serve with some lemon. This is definitely something that is not as good as a leftover, i.e. you should eat them immediately, and when you do, you're in for something really special. If there's anything that'll ignite a fire in your soul, like a tasty Bavarian pretzel, nudge nudge, or a good beer, this is gonna do it for you.
Why are we so
God damn, that was tasty pork. Warum bestehen Sie, wenn Sie hängen kann und Ohrter Inn? Danke für das Aufpassen. Thanks for watching. It's been Ohrter and why order out when you couldn't hang out, Ohrter Inn. He's a beaner schnitzel.
Beaner Schnitzel.
show?